What's up, dude?
Should we show them our handshake that we made?
Oh, all right, let's do it. Uh,
Season 3, welcome back to M&M Podcast. It's Monday.
it's Monday.
It's Monday Night Football. We've had 2 weeks of football and only one episode of the podcast. We have been slacking, Matthew.
We have been slacking, but you know what's pretty cool? Fun fact: they got 2 Monday night games tonight,
That's correct.
and also I believe next week there's also 2 Monday night games.
That
That's
makes
awesome.
me exciting.
Thursday to Monday.
That makes me exciting.
There we go.
I'm excited.
There.
That's what I meant to say. But just going over these first 2 weeks of football, I am sad.
You can have the floor.
Um,
Hold on, why you do this? Hey, at least your Eagles are 2-0. Look at the bright side.
Thanks, Mr. Brightside. Get it?
See what you did there.
I can speak for all of the Bears fans, the city of Chicago, the Napervillians that think they are from Chicago, where we have gone through turmoil as fans for the past couple years. We pick up a great quarterback, one that has a bright future, and see some small improvements at the end of his first year. 1-score games, and we get our first round draft pick. We get DJ Moore. We get a bunch of defensive help. An O-line finally, I wouldn't say finally, but something that can actually block a person from tackling our quarterback. And we're 0-2. We're 0-2. To a Packers that do not have Aaron Rodgers anymore. And to freaking, who did we play last week?
Tampa Bay.
Tampa. Baker Mayfield. We lost to Baker Mayfield. Like, at this point, is Fields him? I'm not sure anymore. I'm not sure. And at this point, I'm ready to tank and get another first-round draft pick at this point, dude, because honestly, our Super Bowl, the closest we're going to get to a Super Bowl is the 0-13 Bears and the 0-13 Cardinals facing off in Week 16.
You're telling me they're not going to win a game?
Nope.
Come on.
At this point, Matthew, let's just look at their next upcoming games. Let's just look. I know you don't like the Bears, but we're going to talk about them a little bit this year.
That's fine.
Packers.
Hold on, before you go into it, I can truly say, as a Packers fan, as we know,
I'll pull up the schedule. You go.
As we know that I am a Packers fan, I am truly. It was, especially Week 1. It was sad to see, because obviously live in the Chicagoland area, know the hype about everything that was coming out. They get DJ Moore, they get Carolina's next year first round pick. And as of right now, depending on Carolina, how it does, the Bears could possibly have 2 of the top 5 picks. And I'm sorry, but last year was supposed to be the start of, or the rebuild into this offseason. And then you guys were supposed to come back, progress, have that Carolina draft pick to even progress very quickly. And now it's a sad state of affairs up at Hallis Hall.
Let's look at the roster, or the next couple upcoming games. So we lost against Green Bay. We lost against Tampa.
Currently 0-2.
Next game is Kansas City, 0-3.
At Kansas City.
Next game is against Denver, 0-4. Next one is Washington. We might have.
They look good though.
We might have something there. Maybe.
They look good.
Maybe. Next is Minnesota. That's an L. Next one is Las Vegas Raiders. That might be a win. We might be able to squeeze one out, but who knows? The Chargers is next. That's an L. The Saints next. That's an L. Carolina, maybe. But right now, Bryce Young has more 300-yard passing games than Justin Fields right now.
And he's started 1 game.
Yeah. At Detroit, that's an L. At Minnesota again, that's an L. Detroit again, that's an L. Cleveland, Deshaun Watson's been playing out of his butthole lately, by the way. That's an L. Arizona, that might be our win. That might be another win. Atlanta, who knows? Bijan might run all over us. And then last but not least, the Packers to end the year on another L. I don't think we win more than 4 games this year
Or so your
at this point.
prediction right now is it another 3-14 year?
I think so. We'll maybe be able to squeeze out 4.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm done talking about the Bears. I'm literally about to just exit this out. What we can talk about is how hot Colorado is right now.
Oh, prime time Dion and Colorado are hot, and I'll tell you this, Mike. The next 2 games, if they could win their next 2 games, you want to talk about the ultimate hype train? Oh my god, they're going to Oregon and then they're home against USC. Those are their next 2 games.
Yeah.
And you best believe they are going to be primetime games, no pun intended.
I kind of want to see what the spread. Did you see what the spread is
I
for the
did not
Colorado game?
I did not look for Colorado at Oregon.
Whoa! Oregon is favored 21 points.
Wow.
That's wow. Okay. Well,
They're favored 21 points and the over under is 71.
and all 3 leading passing, rushing, and receiving are all Colorado players.
I'll tell you what, this is going to be a good game. Well, Hunter's out.
Yeah.
That
How'd you
cheap
feel?
shot.
I was gonna say, how do you feel about
Don't
that
even get
hit?
me started.
Okay.
All right. To me, he should have been ejected from the game, and he should be. Colorado State should take it upon themselves. He should be suspended for at least 2 games.
Mm.
The only reason I'm saying that because if you watch it in slow motion, and if you watched it live, or if you just watch it in normal speed, that ball hits. The referee is signaling incomplete, and that safety headhunted Travis Hunter.
Mm.
Also, to me, I'm not saying anything, but with him not being suspended or and only getting ejection in that game, or even Colorado State just taking him out of the game for that, to me, that looks like, all right, who's their best player? Well, if we go after the quarterback, that's obvious. Who's the next guy that's going to be on the field? To me, it looked like a bounty situation like we had with the New Orleans Saints. I mean, that was a
I
straight headhunt.
I honestly didn't even think of that. And honestly, looking at the hit, it didn't look like he got hit that hard either.
No.
But I mean, getting hit in the, I mean, me and you can both can attest.
Yeah.
Playing football and you get hit in the ribs pretty good. That stuff does not feel good,
Especially when you're not expecting that.
No.
Travis Hunter arms, you saw him slowing down, and his arms are mostly completely at his side, where his chest, ribs, everything was exposed. And number 11 from Colorado State lowered that shoulder right into his rib cage.
Yeah, that was brutal. That was brutal. But hey, Colorado pulled out with the win. Also, LSU.
Yeah.
Did you see that kick?
No, that was Missouri.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. Missouri and who
Yes.
did they play?
Missouri versus Kansas State. 61-yarder to win the game.
61 yards.
It was insane.
And also, did you see the ending of the play where they threw the flag? And then, like, apparently there was a flag thrown on the field, and it looked like it came from the guy that was next to the post. And they just kind of like waved it off because they stormed the field.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do at that point? What do you do at that point? Like, you got all these fans in the middle of the field, and you have a play that you still have to go over. What the hell do you do?
Yeah, you're gonna
How
take
the hell do you
everyone
get-
off the field. It's gonna be as long as the game was.
Dude, that
It was
Can
still
you-
insane though.
could you imagine? They hit a 61 yarder. There's a flag thrown, and everyone has to go back to their seats because someone went off sides. They have to back them up, and now they're out of field goal range, out of that area, and then they lose in overtime.
Oh goodness.
Oh my! How shitty would that be? That would be so bad.
That'd be horrible.
Oh man. Well,
Also, could you imagine being there
no.
for a 61-yard game winner?
And I mean, he smoked it too. He had
Yeah.
some room.
I would say he
That
probably
dude had some room.
from at least from the angle. I would say he probably could have made that from 63.
Yeah.
I mean, also adrenaline running. He probably will never make that ever again.
Never. Never.
Oh man.
Let's talk about these 2 Monday night games and maybe a couple of these matchups, and then
Yeah.
get cooking here.
So tonight we got first game on the slate is Saints versus the Panthers,
versus
and
the
then the
Panthers.
second game on the slate, I think it starts about an hour after this first game starts. It's is it Steelers at Cleveland?
No, it's Cleveland at Steelers.
Cleveland at Steelers, and New Orleans is at Carolina. There we go. Yeah. So I think quiet in the studio. I think that the Saints are going to win. I think it's going to be a little bit closer game than I think maybe a little closer game, but I think the Saints are going to win. And for the night game, if Cleveland defense shows up like it did last week against the Bengals, it might just be one of those games where it's like 10-7.
I
And
hope not, because I had the over at 26 and a half.
I'm just saying in general.
I'm
But if
I'm
Cleveland
just saying as
defense
well.
shows up, and if the Steelers defense shows up, that's just going to be a headbanger of a game.
Eagles are 2-0. Eagles are 2-0, which I suspected, obviously. I mean, we've been playing really good football. I think I think our offense is doing a very good job of keeping us in the game. Defense is letting up too many points.
And AJ Brown is not happy currently.
AJ Brown is not happy. I don't know if it's with the coaching staff. I don't know if it's with Hurts, but AJ Brown definitely is not happy. Yes, you're right.
I will tell all of our viewers next week to book AJ Brown anytime touchdown. I would book it right now because they are going to feed that man the ball next week.
And they're playing Minnesota
They already,
at Philly.
they already, that was.
Oh, I'm
that
sorry.
was a
Nope,
Thursday
that already
night.
happened. I'm sorry. We already beat them. I think their next game. Oh, I'm on week 2. Hold, please. Sorry, guys. Do they have a bye? Oh, they play Monday. Nice. They play
Ooh.
Tampa at Tampa, which
Tampa's
doesn't make
defense
sense
is pretty
because they
good.
just played at Tampa. They got 2 home games back to back.
Who?
Bears just played at Tampa,
Yeah,
and now the Eagles are playing at Tampa.
yeah.
They got 2 home games in a row.
Well, the Dolphins played in California.
Dolphins look scary, by the way. Their offense is unstoppable, dude.
Well, I mean, when you got two
The top
NASCAR drivers, but their legs are the actual car.
the top 2 fastest people in the NFL are on the same team, and it's the Miami Dolphins:
Well,
Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill.
I'll tell you what. All Tua has to do is just literally when he hikes the ball, all he has to do is catch it and throw it as far as he can because he'll just run under it.
Yeah, and as far as he can is like 50 yards. He needs to like go play long toss or something. This man needs to up his arm strength like ASAP.
Get him some weighted balls. Here we go.
Jesus Christ. Go through some programs, man. I know a guy. Um,
Same.
there's a couple games that I'm really excited for. First one is what was the one that I was looking at? Actually, these all look kind of trash. I'm not gonna lie to you.
San Francisco looks very scary as well, by the way.
They look all right. What happened to the Giants? The Giants look like absolute basuda. That's Michael Thomas, by the way.
That is Michael Thomas. Yeah, they're the first team since I'm thinking of the stat that was said yesterday while the game was being played. I believe they're the first team since 1978 to give up 60 points and not score a point.
Yeah, that blowout by the Cowboys was really, really bad.
I mean, just in general, for six
Like
quarters,
really
an
bad.
NFL team did
Not
not,
score. Yeah.
not even a field goal, not even somehow they got lucky with a safety. They didn't score 1 point.
Yeah.
One.
You know who I'm really excited to see blossom because I already see it happening? Bijan Robinson.
Whew.
That man is elusive, quick. Like,
He makes people look silly. He makes people look like they are newborn deer.
dude, he's got some quick feet, dude. He looks good.
He's scary. He's a scary
I'm
man.
glad he's doing well, man,
He's a
because
scary
he's
man. Packers should have won that game. I'll do a quick rant on that. Packers should have won that game. That's on the coaching staff. That's not on Jordan Love. Offense went to shit in the fourth quarter. But you know what? I think you can admit it too. Jordan Love looks pretty damn good. 6 touchdowns, no interceptions in first 2 games. I'll tell you, if he can do that and the coaching staff just figures it the fuck out, and not blow it, NFC North might not be as easy for Detroit as people think.
What did I tell you in the beginning of, or the end of last year and the beginning of this year? What did I tell you? What did I say? I said
Justin
I
Fields
think
is not him.
no. Okay. Well, no. I said Jordan Love is going to surprise a lot of people. That's what I said. I
I
told
know.
you this. He's doing very well.
Doing very well.
It's kind of easy to do when you have a vet quarterback as your mentor for
Yeah.
years.
Well, Zach Wilson. Didn't work for you there, buddy.
I mean, we'll see how he plays this week. Like, I mean, he got the win. He got the dub for him.
He did not get the dub for them. Garrett Wilson got the dub for them.
Um,
And then their kicker got the dub for them. And their defense got the dub for him. And
Matthew,
then they got murked against the Cowboys.
Matthew, a win is a win.
Oh, no. I'm just
A
saying.
win is a win.
I'm just saying.
Okay, it's all right.
Oh, jeez.
I almost spilled all these
That
drinks.
would have been
would've
so bad.
Yeah, looking at this slate, I don't see a game that I really would enjoy watching. To be honest with you,
I mean, I think actually the first 3 games on the slate, actually first 4 games on the slate, I think are probably going to be your best games.
right? Excuse me.
You got Tennessee going to Cleveland. That's going to be a headbanger. Of
You
a
know
game.
what? This is a great week to just smash all the favorites in one big parlay. You got San Fran and New York at San Fran. That's an easy dub.
Yes,
Cleveland and Tennessee. Tennessee has been struggling, but they're at Cleveland.
I think
That might be a pretty good game.
I think that line will be determined on what Cleveland does tonight.
That's true. And
I
it's
think if
and
Cleveland
it's
loses tonight, since Tennessee won yesterday, I think Tennessee might be like a 1-point favorite
yeah, we'll
because
see.
they're on the road.
I think Detroit will be favored just because they're
Oh,
at
yeah.
home. New Orleans and Green Bay. That will be interesting.
That will be
Well,
interesting.
I think that will also depend on what New Orleans does this game.
Yes, I believe so as well.
Denver, Miami. Miami will be favored by probably 5
That
or
also
maybe
might be
6.
that might be a 60-point over under game.
Mm-hmm. LA and Minnesota. That might be pretty close. I would give the edge to Minnesota just because they're at home.
That also might be another
New
60-point
England
game.
and New York. You know what? New England is another team that looks pretty good too.
Yeah,
They played very well against the Eagles week 1. They played pretty well that week 2 game. I forgot who they played.
Miami. They played them last
Oh,
night.
they played. Yeah. But their Mac Jones looks pretty good, and their defense looks pretty good as well.
Their defense kept Miami at bay last night.
Yeah. Buffalo at Washington. That's an easy win for Buffalo. Jacksonville's looking to bounce back from a loss against the Chiefs, so they'll beat Houston. Baltimore will beat Colts
Yes.
because we're looking at Richardson possibly out with a concussion. Did you see that?
And OBJ is questionable as
Mhm.
well.
Well, I mean, he's kind of irrelevant at this point. I don't think he's really matters, to be honest with you.
I still don't understand why he went there.
Seattle. Seattle looks decent. They'll
Yeah.
beat Carolina. Kansas
Yeah.
City will beat Chicago by 40. Dallas will beat Arizona by 70. And then you're looking at Pittsburgh and Las Vegas, which should be probably a decent game.
Yeah,
The battle of mid.
literally.
I would give it to Pittsburgh. And then you got Philly and Tampa. I'm taking Philly to go 3-0. And then I think since he bounces back on Monday.
I don't know. Watch out for McVay. He'll fuck up your spread.
Yeah, that is true.
Who kicks a field goal?
I don't know what's going on with the Bengals, man. Like, bro, what's going on with Burrow? Where is Chase?
Yeah, Burrow does not
honest-
look good. Chase is non-existent. T. Higgins looks like he's the only wide receiver there in that room. And also, did you notice that Burrow re-aggravated his calf injury again yesterday? So he's on the injury report with his calf again.
Well,
so that's going to be.
That's what they deserve. I'm sorry, I don't know why I said that.
I'm going to say you like Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I do.
I'll tell you what though, this year, I mean, besides with Miami, their hot start, Dallas, their hot start, and San Francisco with their hot start, I'll tell you what, if any of those guys get any key injuries with everyone else now, you want to talk about a true even playing field. If you take out the Bears, the Texans, the Panthers, and Arizona, everyone else, I mean, it's going to be a good season.
It's going to be a competitive year. There's a lot of surprises.
Yes.
Chiefs losing first game to the Lions. I mean, they didn't have all their weapons, but still, there's no excuse. Like Mahomes.
Their offense is on a little struggle bus too.
Yeah, they are. They only scored 17 against the Jags.
Yeah. 20
Um,
points and 17 points. You never saw that.
I know. Miami's looking really good after Tua coming back from injury. Packers look pretty good with Jordan Love as the back. Um, Bears are shit in the bed. Giants are shit in the bed. Kansas is looking like they're shit in the bed. Arizona's looking like everybody predicted, going 0-16 for the year. Um, the Saints look decent with Derek Carr.
Mm-hmm.
And the rookie quarterbacks they're honestly surprising me.
Stroud, even though Stroud's just in a weird position because the
He looks
Texans are
okay.
bad.
He looks okay.
Yeah,
I think he's got
Stroud
some
looks good.
promise.
Bryce Young looks good.
Yeah.
And Richardson, I'll tell you what, he looks.
Yeah.
As of right now, he looks as the best quarterback out of that class.
I agree. I think running quarterback is definitely the way to go. Obviously, right now in this league, if you can throw, great. If you could run, even better. But I don't think for a long time, I don't think we're gonna have quarterbacks that come into the league that are just looking to throw anymore.
Yeah,
I mean they're gonna be looking for somebody that can throw and run at the same time.
I don't know because next year's quarterback class. I mean, Caleb Williams, he's not a. I mean, he runs, but he's not a runner. He's a thrower.
But he's athletic though.
Yeah.
Like you're looking at somebody like Tom Brady. Like Tom Brady coming in.
Oh yes.
Like
a Tom Brady, Peyton
strictly,
Manning.
strictly throwing.
Gotcha.
But I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. It's going to be, let's just say after 2 weeks, I would say the most surprising team after 2 weeks for me is the Commanders. They're 2-0. They look good. Sam Howell looks pretty fucking good too. He's been playing his ass off. But after that, I would say with everyone else, I mean, it's going to be an interesting year to say the least.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going with.
Yeah.
It's going to be a very interesting year. Packers are 1-1, should be 2-0, but Packers are 1-1. But obviously, I can't expect a huge kind of like have expected in the past when Rodgers was there. Just
I mean, I'm looking at the NFC East. Cowboys are 2-0, Eagles are 2-0, Commanders 2-0, Giants are 1-1. After that first game, that was man. But the NFC is going to be highly competitive.
Yeah,
very very competitive NFC side. AFC maybe not so much. There's a couple teams that obviously I think are gonna show out, but
I don't know, man. That AFC North is weird.
Yeah, it is. But this AFC East, like now I'm thinking, like, are Dolphins just gonna take it over Buffalo? Is Buffalo gonna shit the bed?
Because Josh Allen played good, but yesterday, but week 1, I mean, and he played good, but he had to have a insane second half to look like it was his normal self. Yeah. Still didn't play that well in the first half. I mean, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun year, and I'm really excited to be going through this process with you, Matthew, and with our fans.
Yes,
it's gonna be fun
as well. It's gonna be a very fun year. By the way, should I just bring that Packers jersey now?
No, it's okay. We'll let the season play out.
Okay.
See what happens.
Okay. Because the way it's going, the Packers are going to finish better than the Bears with just 1 win.
No, I still have hope.
Okay. You sure about that?
Are you sure about that? You sure about that? We promise that next week we will be early and we will be setting in a podcast, so that way we are before Sunday's games, before Thursday game,
and also
we'll have a full week slate for you guys.
Next week, when we come to you next week's going to be a special week for the podcast.
Yes, it will.
It'll be very special.
Very special. Very special.
I think it will be our 20th episode.
Will it?
I have no
something
idea.
Like that. I don't know.
Nothing else is going on.
No, nothing important or anything, right? It's
no.
It's probably just going to be a regular podcast.
Don't show Earl this. She don't get mad.
Yeah. But other than that, folks, I mean, I know we did a lot of talking. I know we did a lot of explaining. We just wanted to both share. Share my frustration for sports and how things can just turn so bad so quick when you think they're going good, and someone shits in your cereal.
Yep,
that's what happened to me and the Bears community.
Yep, he's lost hope for the Bears. I still have hope for the Packers. But I think me and
It's
Mr.
make
Mike over here can agree that thank God we did not do this during the baseball season, because we would not probably have a podcast anymore because things would have been broken. But we're just going to leave it at that because we are both Sox fans, and that's all we're going to leave it as.
Yeah, man. All right, man. See you all next week. Love you. And
Hey,
until then.
love you. Be safe. Don't die. Later. Okay, bye.